Talk Global,
Act Local.
Welcome to
Ignite Pod.
Everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Ignite Pod, a podcast where we explore global issues, personal growth, and how we can act locally to make a difference.
That's right, and because it's our very first episode, we're going to kickstart things with something that's very dear to our hearts, which is Mother United Nations or MUN.
That's exactly. So this is ini kita mulai beneran.
Before we continue, I think the first thing that we have to do is actually introduce ourselves.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I'll just take the podium right here, right quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hi everybody, my name is Fatur or Fatur for short, or Clemente Pilatunya in Spanish. The group call me just Fatur. I'm a 23-year-old, 23-year-old Taurus because I was born in the 25th of April. So 25th of April, it's the April Fool month. In 2001. What about you, Joe?
Okay, well, my name is Johana Sanchez. I was born on August 8th, so double 8, infinity. I'm a Leo, and yeah, so you can all call me Johana if you'd like. Well, you both already called me Johana in a sense.
I do.
Hi. It's nice to see me.
Alright. So
What about you?
Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Yes.
Alright. Hi guys, it's me, Alghi or you just call me Alghi for short. I was born on December 25th, and yeah, I'm a Capricorn. That's all.
Ooh, December 25, Christmas.
Exactly.
Wait.
Christmas. So we're gonna celebrate my birthday on Christmas.
It's not
Doesn't
really
it
celebrated.
sounds funny?
It sounds a bit unique.
We have to sing it though.
Shall we?
Okay, cut that. I think it will be proper as well for our director behind the camera
To be Hi.
That's hi to our pedigree guys.
Yes, hi.
Oh.
Behind the camera, we have Miss Eden Pidinin. We'll insert like one bubble head of her
I will
around
try.
here dancing. Yes.
I think before we start our MUN stories, right? Let's talk about what Ignite Pod or this podcast is all about. This podcast in general is basically exploring big ideas and connecting them to personal growth and to local actions.
How about you, Joe? What do you think about our program?
I mean, exactly. This is actually a platform that I think it's best for learning, storytelling, and sort of delving into our imaginations. And maybe we might invite some special guests.
Someone.
Maybe.
Can you guess who is our guest for our upcoming podcast, guys? Like
Comment
comment down below. So yeah,
Give us
second that to what Fatur and Johana said. So this is a very good platform for us also to learn and also to talk and to share our experience with our guests later, right?
Absolutely. So I think going forward, right, we'll be filling in as the host. You guys will be able to see us, lovely faces, but in case in which you might have certain requests of who to bring to the show, then do let us know down in the comment right below.
Yeah.
So,
Because we will hear your opinion, guys.
Your suggestions.
Yeah.
we're here all about democracy.
Democracy, yes. Alright. Okay, maybe we can continue about what is the ultimate topic for this episode, which is maybe our personal aspects of how we got into MUN.
Oh, that's very interesting. Oh my god. How about you, Joe and Fatur? When did you guys join in MUN?
Fatur, how about you?
Yeah, so funny story, 2016, 2017, I was basically, I did my high school back in Ecuador. So it was 2016 where my professor, he came to me during recess. He told me, Fatur, would you like to go to New York? Me being a dummy that I am, I said yes. And he wanted to see me after class. I went to his class afterwards, and then I talked to him, and he was like, all right, you are going to be participating as a delegate in the United Nations. I was like, why United Nations? What? And long story short, we got, we trained, we participated in an offline event beforehand, and we actually went to New York.
So you went to New York for your first ever MUN?
Wow. What was that?
Oh my
It
god.
was cold. Because at that time it was like the end of the year. I think it was it was November, and essentially it was snowing.
Oh my god!
By the time I got there, I had rested and I woke up. Everything was snowing. It was basically Home Alone.
Wow.
Well, that is basically it for my first MUN stories. What about you, Johana?
Oh, okay. Well, for me, the first time I joined MUN was actually at the peak of COVID. So a different experience. Same.
Yes, an experience. COVID generation.
COVID generation.
generation.
So when Fatur had his first experience being offline, mine was online. So I actually skipped my orientation week for university
there you
to join
go.
MUN. I mean, to see the benefits, I thought an experience with 1,000 delegates from all around the world, meeting new people, that was something that I thought would be more my type of scenery. So I delved in, and yeah, first time very nervous, but it ended up being something that I actually really loved. So yeah, that's
Oh my
for me.
god. Alright, in my
What
case.
about you?
Okay. In my case, I started my MHAM was 4 years ago. Of course, with international global network. Back then, it was a virtual conference, and at first, I didn't know how to differentiate between present and voting.
I mean, that's a very common thing
Yeah, it
to
was
be
very
confused about
hard to
together.
differentiate between those terms. And at that time, I was very nervous. Like, all delegates were very intimidating. They're very, like, eager to speak. Like, oh my god, these delegates, very intimidating, very challenging for me as a first timer.
Yeah.
But I made it.
Hey, congrats!
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, especially when they're coming with their suits and all that. Oh my god.
Camera set with the blazers while it's 6 a.m.
I actually adore it, honestly. I mean, like in offline events, right? Everybody will be dressing up, and everybody will look neat, will look professional, and they will deliver their speeches. I think that's what I'm very much fond of offline MUNs. To get to know people, to get to know person face to face. That's what very much intrigues me in terms of offline MUNs.
It's kind of different, when you participate in virtual and offline conference. The vibe, the ambience, and everything.
Exactly, especially when you feel like it's just sitting on a screen and then you experience it in real life. It's such a different moment.
I know, right? Oh my god.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to be exploring later on in terms of our stories, but let's get to the topic, shall we? Yes?
Oh, of course, yes.
So basically, MUN, like the name suggests, Model United Nations, it's essentially a simulation of what is the proceedings of the United Nations on how each organs they conduct their diplomacy, conduct their meetings, conduct their discussions, and also put that into one big draft resolutions. But how do we apply? How did we apply our MUN skills into the real world?
Ooh, that's a very interesting topic.
Yes.
Yes. And
There's
this
a
is
lot
a
of
very
things.
nice question as well.
I'm going to throw the mic to Alghi.
Also,
Okay.
alright, so one of the biggest things I learned in my experience for the past 4 years is how to put our ego aside. Since we need to be a diplomat in a simulation, and it is very different how to be a diplomat in the real world. So I think that's the very biggest things that I learned from my MN experience. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I do agree with that honestly because we need to remind ourselves that we are the diplomats, we are the representative of such country, and we have to act like such country, even though that goes against our belief. Yes, but that is the fun of Model United Nations. It's for us to become the diplomats of such country, of Russia perhaps, or United States, or even Indonesia, for instance. And what about you, Joe? What do you think about it?
I mean, to quote someone that we all know, I think that MUN is basically, yes, political theater.
Exactly. So basically, we are an actor.
Exactly. We role play, we handle this, and we take it on as ease as how I handle the country itself, like it's our own.
Yeah, absolutely. In my case, I think I'm very much thankful for Model United Nations. I think seven years ago, I was sort of like the kid that was stuck in his room playing video games all day long, and pretty much when my professor offered me the opportunity to actually go to the United Nations, it has done me numbers. I mean, like, it has affected how I talk, how I communicate, and how I do things basically in daily lives. For instance, public speaking.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes.
Definitely.
It definitely affects public speaking.
And even my capability of speaking English.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm very much in depth in United Nations. And how about you guys? How does that affect your daily lives?
I think for me, negotiation, to be honest, like people don't really see when they hear negotiation, they think it's such a big thing,
Yeah.
and they assume like, oh, it's just something that you do if you're in a big role or if you're actually a diplomat. But it's something that everyone does in real life, especially in Indonesia. Especially if you go to like a market, you haggle prices. It's like negotiation. You try to buy something and you're like, can I lower the price down in like a polite way? That is negotiation. And I feel like learning through Model United Nations actually taught me how to negotiate better in a more well-mannered way.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Alghi? You got something to say?
Alright, I think in my case, as an IR graduate, I learned how to be more confident, of course, and as we learn a lot about politics, law, even economy, and etc., I know how what is my specialization in IR itself. So basically, I've tried a lot of concepts in MUN, right? And then I know I love more talking about empowerment.
Ooh,
Right.
okay.
And also it helps me a lot on how to write my paper, my thesis, and etc. So yeah, it really helps me a lot during my academic journey.
Ooh, I definitely agree about that, especially when learning how to cite things better.
No,
Citations.
Well, I use AI citations.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
It's an automated Mendeley.
Yeah, you
Yes.
guys manually.
Mendeley.
You need to manually put
It's
it
a
in.
life hack.
Yeah,
It's a life.
I think there's a lot of options to set yours.
Exactly.
But guys, I think once Alghi told about his thesis journey, now I think it's good to mention that three of us were actually international relationers.
Yes. All within the same measure.
All of the
Found in the
same
same boat.
And all with the same hobby, which was
I mean,
and still is.
Definitely.
Still is, definitely. So actually, when we're talking about MUN, right, we are correlating with topics that are reflecting upon the real world, real global issues that are basically complex. How does the understanding or participating in MUN has essentially helped you to understand better of the complex global issues that we have right now?
ooh, that is a very tough topic to tackle.
I'm sorry.
You brought a very big fish on the table. I mean, what do you think, Ali, in that aspect?
You want to go
Do I
first?
go first? Okay. I think talking about the complexity of global issues and how it relates to MUN, there are so many new topics that when I was doing MUN, I had just heard of them for the first time. And it actually brought me to realize like, oh, this is actually happening in real life. And this is actually happening perhaps not to us, but like to other countries. And it made me want to research more the complexities, like something as simple as perhaps climate change or plastic waste in the ocean. There's a lot more intricacies to it. And it really helped me open my mind and open my worldview towards those issues.
Well, I think I want to add a bit more. We become more aware of the international issues, right?
Yeah.
Because we participate in and like we want to know more about this issue in particular. Yeah. Mhm.
I think when you said empowerment, right? I really see it MUN as an empowerment because you know what, it teaches young people, especially young people such as ourselves, to think more, to be involved much more personally, not only
Exactly.
through the screens, and to interact with global issues that would affect us one way or another. For example, for instance, problems that are occurring in other parts of the world might affect us in one way or another. And through MUN, I realized that I cannot be that ignorant.
Yeah.
Exactly,
I'm not
yeah.
that ignorant anymore. Climate change that is happening in the United States or even in other parts of Europe, it will affect us one way or another.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, honestly. It's just a matter of time.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm terrified.
But I think I just remember. So this is actually not related to MUN in the real world, but when my first ever MUN, my secretary once said, if I can achieve something, others can achieve that or even higher. So I think this sentence is very empowering to others because like yeah, we can achieve everything because of our experience, right? And understand might be inspired
Yeah,
of what our experience.
I agree.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, and what's amazing is that when we use these skills that we've developed at MUN, like public speaking, negotiation, and such, it is exactly the same as what we need in real life.
Exactly.
Especially critical thinking. I mean, we use that every single
It
day.
is a very useful skill. I would
Exactly.
say.
Yes. I mean, like you said, your thesis. I think that if I had not done MUN, I would not be able to think as critical as I could be when I was handling my thesis as well. I mean, what about you guys? Yeah, right?
Yeah, but even though like when I was doing my thesis, I was very overwhelming because of we need to do the research, right?
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes we stop like, oh my god, like I didn't have no idea, like oh please, like
Yeah, but then you get reminded that, oh wait, I actually thought about this in one MUN for this.
Exactly. Yes.
sometimes I open my study guide.
Absolutely. Well, so moving forward, right? I think when it comes to, we have tackled on how it reflects on global issues. We talked about how it affected our real life experiences. Now, I think what we need is sort of like the challenges. Like, absolutely, when the first time you got into MUN, there's bound to be challenges, on board. So, what sort of problem did you encounter throughout the way?
Ooh, okay. I mean, like this is difficult. Challenges itself is such a broad scale because such small things could be challenges.
Yeah.
Perhaps for me myself, venturing into MUN, one of the biggest problems for me was the public speaking aspect. I mean, everyone gets nervous, everyone gets anxious, and it affects how you speak, how well you talk. And it was very much a learning curve in the beginning on whether or not I had the confidence that it took. But then I realized that everyone there was on the same boat as me.
Yeah.
Everyone there was actually perhaps struggling in their own ways. And I took it upon myself to sort of think like, everyone starts somewhere. I mean, what do you guys think?
Bingo. Everybody gets started somewhere. And I absolutely, hold that line dearly to my heart. Another challenge that I actually, went through when I was going in through the environments of Malina nations was basically talking to other people. Me myself, guys, I'm an introvert.
Are you?
I am.
You are!
I am. I'm an introvert, and getting into the communication part, communicating with other people, especially at that time because everybody speaks Spanish, and the MUN was in Spanish, and then later I was like participating in English. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, guys, I really want to talk to you guys, but I can't really because I don't know what to talk about. The sort of like research that I had to do. One chair, he told me that research is very much important. So I was like, okay, why don't I do research? Let me give myself around like 2 weeks to do research. I did research for like 2 weeks. I got like 10, 20 pages worth of research. I went to the Malina nations and I actually performed.
I mean, research is actually the key to
Like
everything.
yes, exactly. It is a foundation for us to be in MUN.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely not just in MUN though.
And in our real life.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, what about you? Your
yes.
challenges.
In my case, how to get out of my comfort zone
Ooh.
because MUN for me is very new. Like, what is this about? Like, so how to get out of my comfort zone and also how to be confident actually since I am I'm quite shy sometimes. So it's I had a hard time in my first, even until my fifth attempt, if I'm not mistaken, but I made it again.
Hey, congrats.
Also, I'm still learning until now. We're still learning, right?
Everyone's still learning.
Everyone is
Yeah.
still learning. Even when I'm reaching 60, I will still be learning.
Exactly. I think what I realized is that everyone in the MUN sector is mostly introverts trying to survive and become
A
extroverts.
combination of both, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel going into that then?
I kind of love being in the middle of people, but sometimes I'm also tired.
The training aspect.
I'm draining.
My social battery is depleted, so fast when I got into MUN.
After like how many sessions?
Guys, please.
Both please.
Please, I just want this to get over with. Endure. Yeah,
It's very funny.
For instance, right? We have shared in the past, correct? In the
Yeah.
Malayan nations, we have been a delegate. We have been part of the committee as well, basically arranging and planning the MUN. We have also been chairs as well. So perhaps I would like to tap into the chair sort of aspects of the things.
Ooh.
Will that be okay for you guys?
Okay.
You look nervous.
I'm nervous to be honest.
No, this is not a job interview, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's an
Ignite
pod.
It's an Ignite Pod.
So I'll probably start with you first because both of us we chaired in I-115 Bangkok.
Well, I think I've been in IGN conference for it. Yeah.
A while.
Yeah, for a while.
Familiar face.
So you might get bored with my face.
Definitely not.
MUN superstar, I would say.
MUN superstar.
Influencer.
No.
Influencer.
So yeah, can you run us down as what's your usual face to day-to-day basis on becoming a chair?
So I'm quite strict.
Ooh.
I'm very strict with the rules of procedure.
Absolutely.
Because this is very important about the rules of procedure. But I also love helping the delegate because I see them want to learn how it goes. Yeah, the procedure, the substance, how to be confident, how to write their position paper, and etc. So I'm trying to be strict, but at the same time accommodating for them, as I want to help them to have a good experience in Amman.
Ooh, okay.
So what do you think?
Now that actually reminds me of first timers because at this day and age after COVID-19 people are starting to come back, especially in Malayan nations, and currently we're seeing a trend of middle schoolers, high schoolers,
Yeah.
Exactly.
ambitious ones.
We are also very ambitious, I would say.
We are. Let's big power to them as well.
Yeah.
Most of the Afghaners are very ambitious.
Yeah.
And
Very.
frank.
Definitely, yes.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love the energy.
Yeah, I love the energy and they're very supportive as well.
Yes.
Them being the ambitious they are, they're very much curious on how the world
Yeah.
works. And through MUN, they can sort of find the leeways as well as the interesting. I wouldn't say interesting, but it's more of like the problem, the complex global issues that we have right now, and for them going in through the MUNs. I would, as a chair myself, I try to accommodate them just like Alghi does, try to guide them through, but then again, have to remind ourselves of the, ROPs.
Yes.
Yeah, because rules are, we have to stick to the rules. We have rules, guys, for a reason. And essentially to balance between being fun, being informative and being guidance to your delegates. And being strict is sort of a thing that,
It is very challenging to be honest because sometimes they might be afraid with me and compared to my fellow chairs.
Ooh. So you're mostly the bad cop chair. They're mostly the bad cop chair.
Bad cop.
I'm not.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
What
We can ask my delegate.
We will ask them later on. Maybe they will comment on this.
Yeah, let's invite them there.
Oh, we'll see. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I
What do you
think
do?
for me, I definitely look at the delegates and sort of not just as delegates, but as when they're within the council, I look at them as my children most of the
Oh.
time.
So, you bought it?
In a way, yes. It's because like whenever I see them, I sort of see myself in the
It's
past.
like a bigger sister.
In a way, yes. So I guess it's harder for me to balance that, the strictness of the rules and trying to be there and be like, oh, especially when they're nervous. It sort of like pulls my heartstrings. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. But again, being there to accommodate them, not just in terms of helping them grow, but also making sure that everything's going well and
Yeah.
going through procedures, it is a tough balance. And I think everyone agrees with that.
Absolutely. And I think, going to MUNs, guys, since, as I have mentioned, there are lots of first-timers, are there any takeaways for first-timers from you guys? We'll start with Alghi first.
I think it's one sentence. Just try it. You never know when you don't try it. So just try it. Once you try it, you will know how it feels.
Definitely. I mean, for me personally, I would say being nervous is normal.
It's
Just
very
be.
human.
It's very human. Yes, definitely. You're human. You breathe. But just be sure to remember that when you're there, everyone's in the same boat.
Yes.
Everyone's experiencing the same nerves as you. So take a deep breath and just relax. What about you?
Research.
Back to research, guys.
Yeah, back to research. Yes, I think I cannot stress this enough. I have several delegates coming up to me, asking in regards to feedback sessions, and I think you can really differentiate a delegate that has done the research to the ones that lack research.
Definitely.
So going into your first MUN, or probably second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, do research. And I don't want that. I don't think we want that to go over your head to not do research. So do research, do know what your country's capabilities are, and you will excel in the committee sessions. Bam!
That is a really good line, honestly.
Uh,
I think that this podcast has a lot of great one-liners.
I know, right? You can put it.
As quotes.
yes, quotes and our Instagram bio.
Yes, honestly. Or motivations. Just put it on like your laptop or something.
Absolutely.
I think we didn't talk.
What?
No. I think we're in this podcast, we're also being sort of a motivator.
In a way. I mean, if we accidentally motivate someone, that's more power to them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, throughout this podcast, we will try to motivate, as we have said earlier. It's all about personal growth,
Exactly.
exploring global issues, and we may even invite several guests. So again, this is for the third time. Do comment down below who do you think we should invite next, and we'll try to see if we can do. So, I think that wraps it up for today's episode.
Oh my god.
Time flies so fast.
I apologize. But yeah, we have shared our MUN journeys, guys, right? Our exciting, fascinating MUN journeys, and how essentially this simulation will, has advanced our understanding of how the world works, the complexities of it, and especially the United Nations. Do you have anything to say else?
I think definitely if anyone watches this who's never done MUN, if you want to join or you just want to grow your confidence and you're curious, go ahead. Take that jump, honestly. I think we can also attest to the benefits for it. I mean, what do you think? What do you want to add?
Yeah, just try it. Yeah. Again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for for being here, for talking about your MUN journeys. We have a lot of things to talk about, but I think for today, for this very own session, we'll cut it off right here. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, for our very first Ignite Pod. Do not forget to follow us on our social media, our Instagram, TikTok.
We'll have it down here.
Down below. Share your thoughts with us, and we'll see you in the next episode. Remember, talk global,
Act local. Bye bye.
and igniting those ideas. Bye bye.